I think the artwork that's on there is amazing. I often walk past and I see different artists changing it up, doing different things on the boards. I've seen some guys do recently like one of what looked like a church sort of like glass window display that looked absolutely fantastic. The colours are amazing, everyone's always looking at it. Some kind of like community project would be amazing, some kind of creative space, markets, like independent shopping.
The building is a bit of an eyesore. I believe it could be made to look nice if it was restored and perhaps made into housing. I can't see it working in any other way other than housing. Shops, you could have some shops running along the bottom with housing above.
I love the Carrageworks. It's been a lovely looking eyesore, and I'd like to see it turned into a mixture of business and residential accommodation, I guess. There's plenty of art spaces and other stuff around, but if the needs of the community are more housing and more business works, I should imagine.
I understand the place an eyesore. We do believe it should be developed. We also believe that we shouldn't be completely ignored in the whole proceedings, either being given somewhere to stay there or given an alternative pitch when it gets developed. We also think it should be a community project, not just houses or shops, which is what happens to everything. And it should be rented housing, not just sold housing, because there's so many people that need somewhere to live who can't afford to buy. So that's it. Thank you.
I think it looks beautiful. I love the artwork. The murals really cheer it up. Like, it's just whole about what Stokes Croft's about. It's an outdoor gallery. It's just a perfect addition. I mean, the inside of the building, I think it should be used for accommodation. I think it should be a residential part. Well, you could use the downstairs to help local artists and to emphasise the outdoor gallery feel of Stokes Croft.
I don't think there's enough nightclubs in this area, particularly in this area, and I think the way the area is now very popular, I think a nightclub would be really good.
I think Stokes Croft needs something to be done to it. It doesn't need a lot. It just needs a little bit to make it like a, what do you call it? Bedminster is North Street. 10 years ago is complete dump. Look at it now. So we want Stokes Croft to become the same as North Street now, and everybody will come down here instead of going there.
What would you like to see?
Something colourful, something simple, but something catchy.
I think to make it a community-based project, there's lots of different things serving the community would be really good.
What do you think of Carrageworks as it is? Amazing building, amazing facade, and a shame it's going to waste. But not to get rid of the graffiti at the bottom of it. And it'd be good for the bottom bit to obviously open up and you'd be able to go through to what the back was, and I've heard it looks pretty interesting. Maybe a market at the bottom or something, and then studios at the top or something, and maybe gallery on the kind of middle bit or something, and shop for the people that are the artists on the top bit or something like that. Or swimming pool. Could you put a swimming pool in there?
And the property which is in question, I think looks very, very sad at this very moment, and these people are doing a job that will help to hopefully make it not look like a sad building and bring it back to its former glory and look in its good light. I think arts, some shops, and I'm being persuaded that perhaps some living accommodation may be there as well, but hopefully with all that we have around here, not too much of that.
Well, I think the Carrageworks it is. It's a bloody disgrace, and it has been for decades. Get rid of the graffiti, turn it to flats, and put people inside it to live.
What do I think as it is? I think it's a waste of space and time for people. It hasn't been used for quite a while. I've moved into Bristol 5 years ago. It was already like this. I think it should be turned into studios for artists, considering that this is an area with a lot of artists and musicians and all that. So I think it would be perfect for perfect venue for that kind of people to put their stuff going on.
I think the Carrageworks is a total eyesore, attracts all the wrong sorts of attention, generally is a piece of crap in our community as it stands, but it's got a huge amount of potential. In the future, I think, as Stokes Croft has clearly demonstrated over the last few years, it could be used for something fantastic. I love Bristol, I've heard, have drawn up rather a good plan. for the property, and I think they're in as good a position as anyone else to make that plan a reality.
I think the Carrageworks as it is an ugly eyesore. It's been here for as long as I've known Bristol, which is a very long time, and I think that really they need to remove it. They could keep the attractive facade and put perhaps a more attractive building behind it. What could it be? Sports centre, I reckon. There's a need for one in the area.
As it is quite a defining part of Stokes Croft, because as it is, it remains one of the last points of dereliction, one of the last buildings that seems quite unused, dilapidated and empty, which at one time was a lot of the area, but because of the recent regeneration is not. Yeah. So it sort of signifies something of what Stokes Croft used to be. I think it could be a lot of things. It could probably be something artsy-fartsy and quite pretentious that raises property prices in the area and again marginalises the people maybe of Montpellier or St Paul's that have lived here for like many years or even generations.
And I think it should be a nice food market.
To be turned into hostel, one-bedroom flats, economy-type flats for people, that sort of something like that, 'cause it's been left empty now for 30 years, isn't it?
The building is a beautiful building, and I really love the graffiti on it. I think it should be some kind of maybe community centre or community building, and they should keep the graffiti on.
What do I think of the Carrageworks? I think it's a disgrace. It's been a ruin now for over 40 years since we moved into St Andrews. Beautiful design building. Could be made a lot could have been done with that building. No one seems to care about it, and I think it's very sad because it's a nice area down there, but it's so poor. Let's have something worthy there, like, well, it could even be buildings for old people even, we've put lifts and things in, or flats, or for the homeless. Just let's get it finished and hopefully put to a good use.
It's a damn shame what's not happening there. It's a fantastic spot to redevelop and just blow some new life into it. I reckon I would put some creative businesses in the building, small businesses, startups mostly. Try and get some artists in it. Being done by someone who can actually connect the people that are going to be in it.
My father used to squat that land over 30 years ago, and it's worse now than it's ever been in that land. What do I think it could be in the future? I've heard lots of opinions. I think that's brilliant, that people are impassioned, but I'd like to see something different from what already exists in the area. So whilst we have gyms and cinemas and dance studios already here, I wouldn't want it to see it replicating what's already here. So perhaps I love the idea of a 21st century play area for kids. I love the idea of a creative cultural hub that's fully and truly inclusive for all communities. And I think whatever happens, you know, the community needs to drive the agenda forward.
There's a big building at the end there that they could turn into something really useful without sticking any subways or Starbucks or nothing like that in it, that could actually help people, to be honest. Like I said just now, for people that have been in a hostel and they need to go into their own environment and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? You know, so they got some sort of, even if they had sort of staff there, like, you know, like a self-help, you know, self-help time place.
As I've been looking for a studio for a long time, and there are a lot of artists out there that do want more spaces, and this is a place of an area that is needing more kind of influence from other places. I think less urban art and more real art.